it's all just proof that exercise isn't everything.
So be the change. And if you don't want to be the change, you're not ready to be the change, then stop complaining.
Happy Tuesday. Hello, hi. Sorry about last week's episode. Well, not really, but like, I know I get a little bit rowdy sometimes. So I'm sorry if I hurt anybody's feelings. That wasn't the intention. But today we're talking about health for actual this time. So what I want to talk about today is all of the ways that you burn calories in a day. So it's not just exercise, which is going to kind of be the point of this episode, because exercise isn't really for everyone, you know? Like, physical activity is one thing, but again, fitness is a hobby, health is a lifestyle, right? So it's not just working out. You don't actually have to dedicate any time to any activity that you don't want to do, which is great news, right? So we're going to talk about some of the other ways that you burn calories throughout the day, and kind of how you can almost enhance how many calories you burn throughout the day just through healthier behaviors. Lifestyle. Okay, so exercise is one way that you burn calories, right? I'm just going to list them first and then we'll talk about each of them. So then another way that you burn calories is through something called NEAT, which stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Don't know why they had to add that fancy word, but there you go. So it's called NEAT. That's pretty much everything else that you do in a day that's not exercise that burns calories. And then you have the thermic effect of feeding, which, yeah, that is exactly what that means, the calories that you burn through actually eating. And then your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Okay, so exercise. Pretty self-explanatory, right? You're moving your body around, you're exerting yourself, you're sweating, you're burning calories. That's only 5% of the calories in a day that you burn. So like when you did the TDEE calculator, right? We talked about that in like episode 1 and 2 and probably 3 or 4, something like that. We've talked about it a lot, the TDEE calculator. What that is a total daily expenditure number. It's estimating how many calories in total you burn throughout the day. That's not telling you you're burning this many calories through exercise. That's not at all what it is. You're burning calories all day just by existing. Even if you laid in bed all day, guess what? You'd still be burning calories. So what's the point? I don't know. Anyways, so exercise, it only accounts for about 5% of total daily calorie burn. And then NEAT, that non-exercise activity thermogenesis, that's 15% of all of the calories. So like if you walk to work, if you walk to the fucking bus station to go to work, if you walk to your car to go to work, like anything that you're doing in the day, you know, putting on your clothes, brushing your teeth. What else do you do in a day? Walking upstairs. You get it. I think you get it. I hope you get it. So like everything that you do in a day, all day, even thinking, actually, fun fact, even when you think, you're burning calories. So maybe not everyone, but oh, that was a joke. I'm just kidding. Sorry. So yeah. So NEAT is like kind of a killer, right? Because it's all of the things that you're doing in a day that aren't exercise. So that's 15% of the total daily calorie burn. And then you have the thermic effect of feeding. That is the energy that it takes for your body to digest. So like all of those inside things inside of you, all of the organs, your intestines, your fucking, like all of that shit is exerting energy. So you're burning calories, okay? So that's what the thermic effect of feeding is. That's about 10% of your total daily calorie burn. That actually, so with the thermic effect of feeding, one way that you can kind of enhance that number of calories burned is by what you are eating. So protein is harder for your body to digest. So it requires more energy, so it burns more calories. Same with foods with fiber in them. I don't know if anyone else has ever heard of this. I don't even know where I heard of it. And I actually don't know if it's true, but it's kind of a good example. I heard that apples are like negative calories because the fiber in an apple requires so much energy to digest that even though even though an apple is like 50 calories, 100 calories, it takes more calories to digest it than what is contained in the apple. So it's considered negative calories, which again, I don't know if that's true. It makes sense. It's probably true, but I never actually looked it up. But that's kind of the point that I'm making. Food is hard for your body to digest. It's not hard, but it requires effort. It requires energy. So with the thermic effect of feeding, fiber is harder to digest, so it requires more calories. Whole foods meaning, not processed foods. So like anything from the earth, right? Paleo. We're always going back to paleo. Those foods require more effort to digest as well, which means more calories burned. And then your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Your BMR is a lot genetics. It's a lot genetics. It's a lot age, genetics, just general activity level. Those all kind of contribute to your BMR. But so that's 70%. 70% of the calories that you burn in a day come from your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. But there's ways that you can enhance that number. So like I said, like physical activity plays a part in your BMR, right? So exercising enhances your BMR. When your body is used to having to exert itself, I told you, the human body is a tricky bitch. And by that, I mean extremely intelligent. I think I said that verbatim in another episode. So when your body is used to consistently putting out energy all the time, it adapts to that, and it's like, okay, we know how this is working now. Now we are expending so much fucking energy. Like we're gonna take these calories and we are going to use them smartly. Use them based on what this body is doing. So when you exercise more, it increases your BMR. It causes your body to burn more calories, or at least get ready to burn more calories. Diet's another great way to increase your BMR, because if you're eating things like fiber, right, your body will get used to that. It'll be like, oh, we eat these things and we have to know how to digest these things. Like we can use this much energy. Also, on the same lines, when you're eating enough calories in a day. So like when your body is used to getting the amount of calories that it needs to get to function, it's not going to hold on to shit and like try to sit there and conserve its energy because it doesn't know when it's going to get food the next time. So when you're eating consistently and you're eating regularly and you're eating enough calories for your body to function, your body becomes a much more well-oiled machine in a sense. So yeah. And with me, like I was saying, it's everything that you do in a day. So just do more things, right? Like take the stairs. That's kind of what, you've heard this before probably, like, oh, take the stairs, or oh, walk to work, or ride your bike to work, or just like do stupid little things that are gonna like make you have to be a little more physical during your day. That's really it. That's all you gotta do. But all of this, the point, it's all just proof that exercise isn't everything. It's really not. It's only 5%. It's it's the smallest percent of all of the calories that you burn in a day. So it's really not that fucking important. If you don't like working out, don't fucking work out. But also be smart. Be smart about what you're eating. Do those stupid little extra things throughout your day to get your body just a little bit more active. But like, point being, like, sure, fitness isn't for everybody, but everybody can have health. It's not hard. It is not difficult. Be mindful about what you're eating. Whenever you put something in your fucking mouth, think about, what is this gonna do for me? How is this going to help me, you know? But at the same time, floating rock in space. That's all we're doing here. We're hanging out on a floating rock in space. So, I mean, does it really matter? I don't know. It kind of just depends on how long you plan on hanging out on this floating rock in space. But really, it's not that big a deal. It's really not. It's just, what do you want to do with your time? What do you want to do with your time here? How do you want to feel with your time here? Do you want your body to fucking break down by the time you're 50, 60? Or would you like to be able to do the things that you enjoy? So that's kind of what it is. It's a choice. Health is the most important thing in the world, for sure. But also, nothing's really that important. Like, comparatively to other things, health is really fucking important. But also, the things that you're comparing health to aren't important. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's really not that big of a... I'm sorry, I'm going down the rabbit hole again. It's not that big a deal. It's kind of up to you. What do you want to focus on in life? You only got maybe fucking, I don't know, how long are people living now? We could just call it 100, round it up to 100. You got about 100 years here. How do you want to spend it? Would you like to feel good for your 100 years? Or do you want to feel like shit? It's up to you. So yeah, that's just your little tidbit of information. So you burn calories in 4 different ways: exercise, non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, the thermic effect of feeding, and your basal metabolic rate. And I could definitely go into more detail, but like, why? Little tidbit of information about my current life. I'm living in Georgia at my parents' house. So you can go ahead and assume what that means, but obviously I'm really low energy today and I'm not super invested in this episode. I apologize. But yeah. But I wanted to talk about something that I actually, you know, that makes sense to me and something that I enjoy, which I enjoy health. That's kind of what I choose to do with my time on the floating rock in space. So that's this week's episode. Hit me up. I have a couple guests planned out for the podcast, but I'm always looking for more. So if you would like to come on the show, please let me know. The link. What is the link? Link link.tr/BTCfit. All right. Happy Tuesday. I'll see you next week.